I think it really is a separate language, and that's probably one of the biggest obstacles in what
Communication.
Well, but what we do in terms of trying to bring engineering education to our schools and our communities is the words in the. See, I can't even say acronym. I mean, I said an acronym.
We'll get a definition of that for you.
Okay.
Okay, let's look a little bit. What somebody give me some examples of what that means to you. Formative and summative. You do it. You're teaching every year.
This one actually, I just feel like there's something I haven't read because I have no idea what that means.
Well, let me give you an example. What would be the expo? Which one of those would be the expo?
Summative.
Summative. It's the end, kind of. Not that that is the end, because kids are keeping on going and refining. But that's sort of your final exam. Having to present summative. The word in there is a clue. It's the end. Okay. So now we know what the other one means. Formative. It's as you go. What are some things you did along the line to get them ready and judge them? You know, you did some test runs. The kids showed those where they did the underwater ones, and we tested it, and then we tested it, and we tested it, and you made observations, and you made changes, and I told you that we would be doing that with you as well, and reporting to Doug and his group. We would be dipsticking along the way to see how things were going and how the project was going. You just really not want to wait till the very end and then say, oh, 2 months into the program we saw that this really wasn't working very well, but we didn't want to say anything. So that is a really important part.
Speaking of summative, what was your impression, and I asked Doug about this, what was your impression of when we all met in the cafeteria, what is that, Hancock High School? Is that where we were, Hancock?
Yeah.
I know you were there and the kids filled out all those things, and I'm not saying for a particular project, but just as a whole, you read those, what were your impressions, good, bad?
I would say
Or are you allowed to share that?
Well, I'm not sharing it formally, but informally I will share with you that the responses were positive. And I thought when Doug, matter of fact, it's part of my PowerPoint, you beat me to it, maybe I should wait till I get to that, but Doug in his final presentation to them raised some really inquiry-based issues with them. And I think I will wait till I get there,
okay,
and I'll answer some of those things along the way so that I can cover all of them. But I love expos because kids it's good for them. It not only gives them the skill of talking about what it is they did, but they learn presentation skills, they learn, a lot of people came up to them at the expo and asked them questions about their project and how they did it. How did I end up back there? There is a ghost in the Michigan technology. Okay. Again, to remind you that NSF is extremely, you know what? It boils down to point number 2 there. I worked on a huge technology grant. $8 million was given to an organization that I was evaluating to put technology in the schools. And prior to that, it was called the TGIF. No, not TGIF. That's how about TICG, technology in the schools grant. Some of you may have been a part of them. There was a lot of money during the end of the Clinton, or in the middle of the Clinton organization. And they had given out millions and millions of dollars to schools. And they had nothing to show for it. Nothing. No accountability. Congress said, okay, so how did it work out with that money we gave you for all that technology input? And they go, I think they liked it. I think kids like working on computers. And Congress said, oh no, I'm sorry. We want something. We want large numbers of students who benefited. We want to see that thousands of children had more success than they achieved academically because of technology innovation. Okay.
This is kind of more of a mechanics question. Does SAMP actually draw conclusions, or are you just the observer and you let NSF draw the conclusions?
Let me answer a question with a question. When you do a research study, do you prove anything?
No.
What do?
Suggest.
You make a strong relationship, okay? So, and we all know that educational research is probably one of the most difficult ones to do. Why?
Too many variables.
Too many variables.
The variables are all over the place. I'm comparing Calumet with Engadine, you know, Calumet and
Engadine's another town.
Yeah, I mean, Engadine, can't you even hear it by the very sound of it, that there's 12 kids in each class, and, you know, they don't probably have, I once evaluated a school that had one outlet in the room, and we were gonna innovate with technology. It's kind of like giving fur coats to the islanders, you know? Here's all this technology and you can't even plug it in. And so, you know, we've got to look at the variances out there. And we know that even if we're using a control group, a comparative